Everybody, Peter Zine here, coming to you from New Zealand, specifically the Queen Charlotte Walkway in Marlborough Sounds. Today we're going to do the next step of our open-ended series on Trump 2.0, the things that are waiting for him or that he's going to choose to tackle in the early days of his administration. Today we're going to talk about the NATO alliance. Now, with the Europeans, there's any number of things going on with trade, with demographics, with energy, with Russia, with Ukraine, with China. Whew, it's a long list, but Trump only cares about two things on it. Number one, will they assist the United States in cracking down on Chinese trade on a global basis? And number two, will they up their defense spending to whatever target the Donald Trump administration establishes? Now, if this sounds kind of reminiscent of Trump 1, it is. And the difference this time around is that there's been a change of mindset in Europe itself. The Ukraine war has really sharpened a lot of minds and made people think differently about security. And so most of the European countries that were dragging their feet when it came to meeting defense expenditures in the Trump 1 term have done so voluntarily during the Biden administration because of the Ukraine war. That's going to make hitting 2.0% very, very simple. That's supposedly what everyone's supposed to be doing anyway. But this world has changed. The situation is different, and Donald Trump is almost certainly going to insist on a 3%, maybe even a 4%, with some countries even openly talking about 5%. When I say some countries in NATO. The bottom line is if Ukraine falls, then this war comes to Europe's doorstep, and there is no way that the Europeans can launch a meaningful defense without a significant build-out of their defense capacity. So, say what you will about Donald Trump, he got the ball rolling on this conversation even before the Ukraine war started. The second thing to keep in mind, of course, is the China angle. The Europeans have always been more circumspect when it comes to putting tech restrictions or trade restrictions on the Chinese than the Americans have.